All right, let me bring in Congressman Amash. You just heard the general say that Americans' privacy is not being violated and that your amendment that you almost passed, I mean, it only lost by a few votes, would make it harder for them to get the information they need about terrorism.
Well, we don't have any evidence that it would make it that much more difficult. We're not going to have a perfect system. You can't have a perfect system unless you have people under constant lockdown, constantly being monitored. And even in that system, you'd have essentially a police state, and I think you'd run the risk of having a much more dangerous society. You have senators like Senator Wyden and Udall and others who have said, and Senator Leahy, who have said they don't think this program is very effective. And as to whether Americans' privacy is being violated, just ask my constituents. If I go back home to a town hall or a meeting, they will tell you that their privacy is being violated. The court case that the Justice Department and the intelligence community rely on so heavily is a court case from the 1970s where one person was under suspicion for a limited period of time and they collected his records. That's very different from collecting the phone records and other data of every single American in the United States.
Well, let me bring Congressman Amash in. Sounds reasonable.
Well, you're collecting the phone records of every single American in the United States, and it's important to understand that what the Justice Department and intelligence community are relying on is a third-party doctrine. They're saying that because you've given your data, because it's shared with a third party, it becomes public property.
The phone company, because they have a record that you called me.
And it's important to understand that it then goes beyond metadata. So we start with metadata, but the government is not suggesting that it can't collect your actual communications. It can't collect your content. Under this doctrine, they certainly can collect your content just as they can collect your metadata. And metadata itself can tell you a whole host